Hey everybody, welcome to Critical Paint Studios. Justin here. Um, it's been a rough week so far. Um, yeah, we lost a couple of good ones this week. But we're here. We're ready to paint. We're working on a new project. So I'm going to snooze that ad for a minute. And first off, I'm going to turn this around. Hello, Weasel. How are you? This is what we're working on today. This guy, this guy right here. We're going through and setting the background up and doing our explosions and light sourcing. Was it? Oh, had to get new glasses. Oh yes, yes. I have needed to get new glasses 3 times now. So I'm dealing with what I've got until I can afford them because my prescription's damn expensive as well. But today we're working on this. We're going to be building up, like finishing off the background and working in the tiles and bits and pieces and doing the eyeball, um, which is a really sort of highlighted magenta. Um, no, because I've got to go to an optometrist. I've got to go to an optometrist who knows my history. Otherwise, I walk into any optometrist, sit down, they take one reading, and they go, "You need to go to hospital." I'm like, "No, I don't need to go to hospital. It's a condition. I have medication for it. I have in my eyes. I have an abnormality. I have too much liquid in my eyes. So there's this little test with the breath of with the air. That's actually a little plastic pin that bounces off the lens in your eye. Um, that is normally supposed to be around 28, I think, at a maximum 30. So between 26 and 30 is probably the best spot. Mine registers at 48. So I need to have, I've got a drop in my, that I have to put in my eye every night for the rest of my life to bring that pressure down and stop my eyeball producing so much liquid internally. So it screws with pressure because it reads as glaucoma, but it's not glaucoma. And you have to try and explain that every time you go to the damn hospital because when they take you through the specialist, they put you on the standard system. 30 streams? Seek. A streak. Wow. Um, yeah, it's doesn't worry me. It's just one of the long list of things wrong with me. But we'll get stuck into this. um, so we're going to work on the lettering first and the background, and then we'll move down. So, loading sucks, but getting old does. Yeah, sometimes it happens faster for some than others. Alrighty. So we're going to start off by doing the eyeball. We're going to kick it off first with some um, hot pink. This particular hot pink is from Vallejo. It's one of my all-time favorite colors of theirs. And then we're going to round it up with some fluorescent pink. Yeah, unfortunately, actually, Maybe if I do it this way. You see that way if I'm working on it? Not really. Might have to change tack. I'll start from the other side. I was trying to get as much done as I could on the background so I could start on the figures, but it just didn't let me today. Too much stuff happening. But how is everyone? Got a feeling we might be in for a quiet stream. I looked before and there was like 89 people on Twitch in the mini painting category. Like 89 people watching. I think there was like 10 streamers on. Now we're using this pink as our mid-tone, and then we're going to hit it with magenta ink as well down the bottom, so we can get a bit of specular happening on that highlight. So then when we add the hot pink up top, it's going to give us a nice gradient effect. Very subtle, but it'll be there. Now, the fluorescent pink from Monument Hobbies needs to have the absolute crap shaken out of it. Because it's pigment heavy, but it's also got a heavy pigment. You've got to get it all throughout the medium. Hopefully that should be enough. Yeah, feels like it. Make sure you have just a little bit of water in your brush when you're using the fluoros from Monument Hobbies, because they are quite thick. Then when we add our final highlights, we'll be adding just straight white. Now, with fluorescent paints, they are UV reactive. They don't glow as such, but they do shine, like they do highlight under UV light, and that's an important note for later on. Um, with this piece in particular, there's going to be some secrets that if you are a reader of the books and you're aware of some of the things in the books and the physicality of the books, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hey, I don't have a drink as yet. I've got one being delivered to me, hopefully. Let me just check. Yes, yes, this is true. Yeah. I'll do the next section. Thank you. Bye. There's that drink I was talking about earlier. So I will hydrate right now. And I'll redeem that. Where are we? Mark is complete. My chat. What was that? Somebody spoke to me. I recovered from seeing the Book of Mormon. Was it good? Was the meh? Oh, was the company good? I.e., the person you went with? How was that received? Reasonably, but I don't think I'm going to see that one again. Uh oh. I need. Where is it? There it is. Uh, Adobe Spry, she's complaining about men generally and how she doesn't want to put all her eggs in one basket. Can let that one slide. So you're 30, you don't need to worry about putting all your eggs in one basket. Most of them rolled off. Oh, dude, dude. Supervisor Olivo woke up and chose violence. Honestly, she was nice enough, sense of humor, reasonably nice to look at. No, something felt off. Something will always feel off. There is no such thing as a soulmate. Doesn't exist. Can I have a soul first? Did you just call me a ginger? He says, knowing full well retaliation is coming. I call myself a liar. So I have officially started uploading the Dragon Eclipse pictures onto my website because somebody asked if I'd done any of the Awakened Realm stuff. As a matter of fact, so I haven't put them up on Instagram yet. I'm going to go through and find the best ones because some of them are a bit blurry. They didn't compile properly. But to recompile No. When I do a photo, one photo that makes it onto the website or whatever is actually 30 photos. I take 30 shots um, at various depths throughout the model. And I have that step at 30, so I get every single section of the model. Sometimes, when certain colors or too much shadow or something confuses the software that I use, I get blurry spots throughout the model I've compiled, which is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. But um, without getting all of those pieces back here and taking all of the beginning photos again, those shots are going to stay blurry because I need money for hard drives so I can store all this stuff. Because when you take, what was it, 56 miniatures. Oh, 56 miniatures at 8 different angles at 30 shots a piece, that adds up to quite a bit of hard drive real estate. And, oh, excuse me pressing buttons. There we go. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, photos, hard drive space, and lack thereof. Then you've got to go through and compile all of those photos and composite them together. Then you remove the background. Then you add in a backdrop. And then you can post them. Which is a time-consuming task all on its own. Told you, I watch very little anime. Ah, but my son's finally taken interest in the Beyond the Spider-Verse movies. So we watched a bit of the first one today, and he's liking it so far. He was very much firmly against them because it wasn't Peter Parker. It was Miles Morales. He didn't know Miles Morales. So now he knows a bit more about Miles Morales. He's now a fan of the movies. I needed a bit of a rest today, so we started watching them. Hello, I am Spider-Man. But has anyone been watching the new Lanterns show? The new Green Lanterns. The place is pretty stylish. uh, I'm probably going to get banned off Twitch for racism because of you. Considering at present this is one of my primary forms of income, I will not be impressed. Well, I don't remember that. We will see that one, so I have no doubt. Oh, shit. Catch that up in a minute. Hey, Hellgrat. What's the thing? Yeah, yeah. Son of a bitch. Not having a good day today. I'll turn it back around in a second. Get this bit done as quick as I can. You think the day is bad? Who loves you? Yeah. And then again, I'm quite a bit older than you, so. uh, well, that's the thing. I'm married. I don't know any single women. It's not like I like go out to clubs. Like it's not like I go out. Full stop. Oh yeah, it's called nap time nowadays. You get nap time? No. My wife works in family daycare. Family daycare is filled with old women. She's probably the youngest person working in family daycare. in our area anyway. Carl. You know convention girls, though. I don't know convention girls. I know my sister. I don't go to conventions. I make stuff for people so they can go to conventions, but I don't go to conventions. The last time I was on the dating market was 2006. That was 20 years ago. I just from a middle-aged married man. Save me from a crazy woman dating but which doesn't have enough glory. It's time to give up and tap out. No, time to get out there and do stuff. And by stuff, I mean people. And by people, I mean women. And by women, I mean someone who finds you attractive. Believe how crazy it is. If anyone in the chat is married, to get claws in, never let go. Lol. So this backdrop is a modified one from Greg Miniatures, or Greg Miniatures, and the text I printed out on the FDM printer. Oh shit. There we go. And I printed it face down to get the nice texture from the texturized plate on my printer. Then stuck it to this plinth, which I made the base smaller, wider, and added an extension to the back plate God damn it. Now we're just blacking in all the letters, and then I'll go around the outside of the fronts of the letters, neaten them up, give them proper highlight. But yes, getting back to what I was saying, lanterns. Has anyone been watching it? I want to hear some people's opinions. Whether they're enjoying the series, whether they have issues, any fan theories that they may be formulating in their tiny little minds. Nobody. I guess not. What was that? Is that Facebook? Yes, it was. Nobody. Nobody wants to talk about the New Lens show. Well, what are we going to talk about then? So that's what I want to talk about. I'm kidding. We can talk about fan casting for the Dungeon Crawler Carl TV show. Up until book 4, I think it is. That's where I'm up to at the moment. Right, buddy. I think I need to get some proper masking fluid. Should add that to my throne wish list. Speaking of which, Weasel, are you still here? Actually, just getting the top section of this done. Just bear with me. No, might be gone. That's all right. Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, damn it, same spot. So yeah, this one I'm doing up as a competition piece. Because I think it will be quite popular. Hey, Sleepy Rhino, how are you? Oh, just give me a second, sorry. I have been having these weird like tinnitus attack is probably the only way I can describe it. It's where one ear, like I've got tinnitus all the time normally, but occasionally, on top of everything, like one ear will just scream for about 10 to 15 seconds, like to the point where it's painful. Just had one of those, as I said, hey, Sleepy Rhino. So apart from that, I'm doing okay. Well, I'm not. I tell a lie. We lost Tim Curry and Dolly Parton in the last 2 days. And I'm not having a good time. But we're painting this. He was suffering. Yeah. Getting Big Bang and Ring. No Big Bang. Just it's like someone turning up the volume on a high pitched whistle. I don't have exploding head syndrome. As fun as that would be. Hello, my name's Justin. I suffer from exploding heads. Bang! Yeah, Tim Curry was suffering, but yeah. Oh, don't you dare. No, he wasn't. He totally wasn't. He did so much more. So much more. Don't even get me started. That's a good way to get perma banned. What's going on the plinth? That's what's going on the plinth. That's good. Did I get fun again? Oh, oh. Once I've got the background sorted, I will be moving. Well, the backdrop sorted. I will be moving on to the foreground. But on this, we are having Princess Donut, Carl, and Mongo in their book 3, book 4 stylings. Um, People have been talking to me trying to get Katya and or Ma, what is it? Mordecai. But there's just not enough room. Ah, nice. So yeah, I'll be doing up Mongo. There is if you jump onto my Twitch, there is a picture in the stream progress of the gang all together. But there's also a couple of explosions which will be going on in the background as well. I'm going to be doing those at some point, not right now, because I want to get the the backdrop done. But yeah, we'll be painting this one up on stream, and we'll also be bouncing around a few other projects because the plan is to have multiple projects on the go. Hey, Adventure Builds! How are you, my friend? And you've brought some of your friends with you. Hello, hello. I've just stuck my finger in the fluoro. There we go. We are, for those who have just dropped in, I am Justin. This is Critical Paint Studios. I am a professional miniature painter from Brisbane, Australia, which is Queensland, for those wanting a more precise location. I do painting, printing, commission painting, competition painting, tutoring, teaching, helping out. And today we are working on a competition piece from the popular internet sensation Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinnerman. And I sort of saw the sculpt that I'm using on this one by a sculptor called Hell Creator. And I instantly sort of had a idea in mind. And that's what we're doing. The battle rages on. But yes, I actually Adventure Built was one of my very first followers here on Twitch, and I pushed him to start his streaming career, and what do you know? Here he is. What were you painting up? Let me guess. Trench Crusade. You still working on Trench Crusade, or are you doing other bits now? I haven't really tuned into anyone or anything for a while now. Being sick and then busy generally tends to do that to people. I'm thinking there may be a bit of lag. But welcome aboard, everybody. Forgive the various out of camera angle shots. I'm edge highlighting just to crisp up the edges a bit. Bristle Liquor, thank you very much for the follow, and I love the name. And yes, if anybody has any questions relating to miniature painting, life, the universe in general, hit me up. You can follow along on Twitch here, as Bristle Liquor has just done. You can also follow along on my socials, my Instagram, and so on and so forth. They're all listed down below there. Oh, thank you. I started, well, I've been printing out the components, and I primed them all up yesterday. And started putting it together yesterday afternoon. And then I did the Zenithal. And then we started painting and started to prep everything this morning. Laying down foundation work with the airbrush. Now I'm just neatening it all up. Getting some nice edge highlighting happening here. Lay down some magenta and hot pink before we did the yellows that you see here, just to make them pop a bit more. There we go. Then I'll go and do the uppermost layers in a lighter yellow, most likely a bismuth, just so we can get that separation happening. That's what you've been up to, Adventure Belt. Tonight's stream of basics and 15 zeros replicate. Oh, okay, nice. If you got any photos, you can drop them in the Discord. Small stuff is always fun. It's all about a process of um, less is more with painting smaller minis. So too much detail will make them look muddy and not work properly. Whereas if you leave out some details, you can actually get more expression from the model itself. No pick at the moment. All good. So, like, I've got an Archer I painted up a while ago, and while it is a 32 millimeter, like you can't. There's no real definition to the face, so we didn't do any. I just did the face, and I did the shading for the face, and then I did a darker shade where the mouth and eyes would be, and eyebrows, and it gave him more expression that way. Oh, my print just finished. I'm printing out a special, super special edition Ergo egg for someone. It was one of my testers, and they love it. So they jokingly asked if they could get a full set handle and caps in baby pink. Me being me wanting to see what that looked like, I went, okay. So the handle's just finished printing. Now I need to queue up and print the caps. I won't do that because the compiling or the slicing of it takes a fair bit of CPU power. And my system is already struggling. Oh, oh boy. But yes, we were just talking about Tim Curry's passing. Someone in the chat had the gall to say he's been coasting since 1985. Yet he uttered one of the greatest lines in gaming history in the 90s. He was Nigel Thornberry. He was in Captain, like one of the characters in Captain Planet. Dude's resume was more than a mile long. Need to get up and get some sleep. Alrighty, buddy. You have a good night. I'm just going to pop this down this way for a minute while I do. These last edges. All right. No problem, bud. Catch you later. Have a good one. All right. We'll let that dry. Some spots where I needed to go a bit thick there. So while we're waiting for that, start blocking in some of the tiles and stuff. Just giving the rocks a wee bit of texture. And we're locking in some shade tones. This is dark neutral grey that we're working with here. This one's from Monument Hobbies. Watered it down to about a 50-50 consistency at present. Just working up shadows and offsets of shadows. And is to hopefully have this one done by November. So I can enter it into GMHX, always get that around the wrong way. Yeah, gosh. Yeah. Mm, a few different artworks that I'm pulling inspiration from on this one. All fan based, but I wanted something unique, so I'm mixing a few different elements together. Hopefully, it pulls off. See if it does. I think it'd be a pretty special piece when it's done. Um, why is Carl crawling? Okay, Dungeon Crawler Carl is a literature-based RPG where a Coast Guard, Carl, is what's the best way to describe it? Well, planet Earth is annihilated for the sake of a universe based or universal television show called Dungeon Crawler World, where a series of corporations go around and destroy planets, um, and then take the inhabitants of the planets and force them to fight for their lives through a dungeon for the entertainment of the masses, and the masses being not Earthlings because we're the current ones being invaded. Um, so we our story begins in Seattle at 2:30 in the morning, where Carl's girlfriend's cat, Donut, Princess Donut, is meowing and at the window, wakes Carl up. And proceeds to jump out of the window. Carl, being the kind of person that he is, um, goes to rescue Donut. And while he's outside, the event happens. The event being every single surface or every single thing with a roof on it, cars, um, buildings, bus stops, umbrellas, anything that is over someone instantly gets flattened to the ground. Um, and Carl just happens to be outside with Donut when this happens and gets saved. This happens all over the world at the exact same time. So all of these people who just happen to be outside at the particular point in time are now wandering around going, what the hell just happened? Um, these doorways appear, like staircases going down into the ground. Um, an announcement that's understandable by everyone, but not in English, gets announced that if you want to survive, or if you want a chance of survival and a chance to get your planet back, basically go down the stairs. Um, and that's where the first book begins. Carl and Donut thinking that everything is lost because they've just literally seen every single building around them flatten to ground level. They go down the stairs, and that's where the first book starts, and it is Carl's adventure with Donut through the dungeon. They pick up some friends along the way, make some enemies, and pretty much each book in the series is a level of the dungeon, or 2 levels depending on what happens. But the disembodied voice that informs them that they need to sort of do this to survive tells them if they can survive level 18, they get to have their planet back with the person who wins in charge. So that happens, and then the story goes on from there. Now, if you're not a big reader, the audiobooks are what I'm currently listening to at the moment, and they are the best audiobooks I've ever heard in my life. They have ruined the guy that does the audiobooks is honestly has ruined audiobooks for me, because no other audiobook will be as good as this series. So, if you are an audiobook person, you need to listen to them on audiobook. Even if you're not an audiobook person, but you are a lover of good stories, get the audiobooks. Because they are unbelievable. Oh, it's that. Right. But yeah, it's a global phenomenon. What's going on here? I'm getting. Hmm. But yeah, they're damn good books. Well, I have stopped listening to the Warhammer audiobooks to listen to these. And it's a decision that I do not regret in the slightest. Speaking of global phenomenons, GW is particularly run another aspect of the game. Hooray! I think at this point it's yeah. There's not really much you can hope for in regards to them fixing it. So now bolt guns are all strength 6, meaning they're now 2 points of strength off literal tank cannons. Yes, but that would probably be. I understand why that is, knowing what a bolt gun is, how a bolt gun works, according to law, at the very least. Um, and the fact that unless it's specifically for like Space Marine tanks, is it for Space Marine tanks or is it for Astra Militarum and like Humi tanks? Because those are two very different beasts. Space Marine rifles, the basic bolt guns. They do, but they're a lot smaller and they're nowhere near as powerful. But like honestly, if someone shot you with a bolt gun, it would be the equivalent of being hit with a small artillery shell, a rocket-powered small artillery shell at that. So it kind of tracks. I mean, without like knowing and playing, but I'm just sort of from what I know of the law kind of thing. How do you mean misconstrued about what they are or how they work? Or both? Because a bolt gun is a projectile loaded casing. Is that machine gun's bolt gun equivalent of a 50 cal, maybe a 45? No, hell no. I reckon a bolt gun would be way more powerful than a 50 cal. The damage that they reportedly do, well, even in the stories, a bolt gun, like a 50 cal, wouldn't do that kind of damage at all. Greatly varies between law. Oh, it's choked 60. So 10 over 50. Bolt pistols at 50. Yeah, but then you've got like heavy bolters as well, which are essentially a slowed down Vulcan cannon with what they fire. bolters are remaining unchanged so far. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, that's broken. Ah, self context 48. Bolt gun was a yardstick by which all others were measured. Strength of 4, armor penetration 0, range 24, 2 shots. Really? Armor penetration 0. In the books, they make him out to be something else. Like, yes, bolt gun fire has low armor penetration, but not 0. Or because of what the Marine, or because of what Marines are supposedly fighting. Yes, but like there are sections in the story, in like the series I just finished, the Dawn of Fire series. There's like an Astra Militarum gets hit by a bolt round, or he doesn't even get hit by a bolt round. He's standing there as a bolt round whizzes past him, and it disintegrates him. Okay, Fall of Damios. Alrighty. But when they're fighting other space marines, there's like there's a bit more back and forth about it. So yes, you're up against a very large genetically engineered so and so. Of course, he's going to take a licking, and you'd have to come up with weapons to counterbalance that. Favorite novels because Ultramarines get the yay Smurfs, boo. But yeah, it sounds like they have broken it again. I have a feeling you would like Dungeon Crawler Carl, Supervisor. It's got a warped sense of humor about it. It's also very self-aware, um, but self-aware in a good way, not um, Deadpool movies. It was recommended to me by Bane, who pops in channel every so often. And yeah, like I can't tell you much more than what I already have without giving it away. But it is a damn fun time. Let's go strength 3, 18 range, 2 shots, half range. Okay, I get that. Also, another huge change GW made. You can now own models for approximately a year before. Oh, what? That's a bit. That's a bit crap. Wow, that's rough. That's I'm glad I don't actually play Warhammer because all the new rules and the constant redoing of rules and the obsolescence of things would do my head in. I mean, I'm happy to paint them. I used to think called the Vanguard Strike Force, something like that, which had a box exclusive rooms. Recently, last chance to buy, then when stock ran out, so we're reckoning these models. Oh, what? When a company says we have released 3 different models of the same character as the rules variations for all 3, print and play however you want, they have the same base size. So don't even worry. Lol. So, oh, working on the cobblestones around the base at the moment, just building up the different layers. I also love that AMG has done that's cross protocol now. Can have 3-in-1 Black Widow. You know how many men would kill to have Scarlett Johansson in 3 different poses? Sorry, but I'm more of a Florence Pugh man myself. I mean, I have no doubt Scarlett could kick my butt tenfold, but I'd much rather enjoy it if Florence Pugh was doing it. I'll take Claire Danes or Elizabeth Hurley. Yes, Elizabeth Hurley is yeah. My femme fatale was Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore in Jurassic Park 2. Dear God in heaven. But yeah, Florence Pugh is if I was a younger man, I still wouldn't have a chance. That Claire, Claire Danes was yeah, not my type. Not my type. But I can understand the appeal. Oh, I need a drink. Just gonna quickly jump over onto YouTube and see if anyone's been talking over there. So I haven't seen anyone. We have one watching, but they have not commented. However, it looks like my relay bot is working as intended, which is awesome. Might have to go over some of these spots in a lighter grey. I think this one might be a bit too subtle in spots. This needs some high breaks, I think. So this is Fenrisian Grey, which I'm using on here at the moment. I like it for doing sort of lighter areas of stonework, just because it's got that cold look to it. There's just the slightest little touch of green in there too. Not noticeable, but it is for me, and that's why it's part of my go-to stone recipe. And we're going to add some washes and contrasts to break up the various tones to make it appear more cobbled and rough. I'm just getting the grey tones out at the moment, and then we'll lightly filter in and when we do, it'll take advantage of those colours that we've put down low. Now that we've got that stage done, we'll move back to our top. Just sort of lay in those details a bit more. And then we'll also kick in some grime and mold, bit of water damage, give it a bit more life. Now, most of this is going to be hidden away and covered up, but if you look at it close enough, you'll see. And because it's going into competition, that's one of the things that I'm a real stickler for. Show that there are other painters out there who would agree. Paint the whole damn model, Justin. This texture that we're working on at the moment is from, well, it's epoxy putty with a cobblestone textured roller. These are available from I forget who the artist that made them was, but they're available over at My Mini Factory. If you look up textured roller, they will pop up. Anthony, thank you very much for the follow. How are you today? Hope you are well. Now, this lighter section in the back here is going to be an explosion. That will be a little bit later on. Got some groundwork to do on that. I'd like to get it to A level before I bring it on stream, because it's a lot of back and forwards. I am okay. We are painting up a Dungeon Crawler Carl diorama for competition. Hopefully going to get it into the next comp in November. And go with my other competition pieces. I think this one might do a bit better, being Dungeon Crawler Carl and being the thing at the moment. have a feeling it will be pretty popular if I can get it done to a level that it's instantly recognizable. Are you a fan of the books? I'm currently making my way through them for the first time. I'm listening to the audiobooks version done by Jeff Healy. And be damned if he hasn't ruined audiobooks for me. Must be a bit of lag. What is that? Dark one. It's brown. Well, that's not the color that I'm wanting. Hang on. There we go, glacier blue. But yeah, big fan of the books so far. Had a really good time with them. So we just pick it out. Where our light's hitting and concentrating at the moment. Sure we get the balance right. I'm going to touch in a filter of orange, yellow, so we can pick those nice deep flamey colors. And then when we actually, before I do that, I should do pardon me, should do the the general not looking very good of everything. Just doing some filtering in with some contrast paints. Get some difference in color. There you go. Give it 2 seconds. And dry this out, I'll be right back. I just realized that I want to get paint from over here. Just bear with me. Where are they hiding? There's one. Oh. Oh, ad break ends in 46 seconds. Get into the beauty stuff. Oh, this is pretty damn tight too. Oh, jeez. Oh, there we go. She's not going to cut it. It's something that can hold a finer tip. Get some moss stuff happening on here too. So, anybody out there? Then we got some lurkers. Okay, so we'll let that settle for a minute. Where'd that? There it is. I'll get this mixing. I need to heat this up. So I'll do it down here. Because it's got to be warm before it can be used. Otherwise it doesn't work properly. Which is kind of painful. Come on, warm up, bottle. Okay, let's see how that gets us. The secret with this stuff, once you've got where you want, you can then play with water to soften and manipulate Now, I'll quickly hit this with the hairdryer and watch what happens. I'm going to slow down a bit more. I don't think I'm deep enough. Oh yeah, there it is. Now, the interesting thing about this dirty down stuff is once you've put it on and it's dry, that's not it. It keeps going. So if we leave this here or leave this here for the night, it will keep oxidizing and it will look more like real moss by morning. But as you can see, we've got quite a decent coverage there already. And I'm going to leave that and see how that shows up tomorrow. Now, we're almost at the 3 hour mark, so I think we might call it there for the evening. But I want to thank everyone for dropping in. And Bristle Liquor and Anthony for the follow. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. If you want, give me a follow on Instagram as well. I'm trying to build up my social media presence again after Meta deleted my accounts for no damn reason. I'll do some more pottering on this. And we'll be back again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is +10 GMT. So I will see you all then. Until then, have a wonderful evening, whatever you find yourself doing. And peace out. That probably isn't going to work.